The clock on the wall reads 1:30. You have just finished a satisfying lunch, maybe a hearty sandwich, or a warm bowl of pasta. As you return to your desk, a familiar feeling begins to creep in. It starts as a gentle wave of weariness, a slight heaviness in your eyelids. Soon, that wave becomes a powerful tide, pulling you towards the inviting comfort of a sofa or a quiet corner. Your focus blurs, the words on your screen seem to dance, and the thought of tackling your afternoon tasks feels, well, monumental. The urge to close your eyes just for a few minutes is almost overwhelming. It's a battle many of us fight every single day. This scenario is incredibly common. It's that classic post-lunch slump, a dip in energy that can turn even the most productive person into a daydreamer. You might find yourself debating the pros and cons of a quick snooze. On one hand, a short nap could be just the thing to reset your brain, clearing the mental fog and boosting your energy for the rest of the day. You imagine waking up refreshed and ready to go. On the other hand, a nagging question might pop into your head. Could this seemingly innocent habit be affecting your health in ways you haven't considered? Specifically, could this delightful afternoon nap be secretly contributing to weight gain? The dilemma is real because the desire for a nap feels so natural, so instinctive. Our bodies are sending a clear signal that they need a pause. Yet, we live in a culture that often values constant productivity, where taking a break in the middle of the day can feel like a guilty pleasure. We wonder if we are being lazy, or if there is a genuine biological reason for this sudden drop in alertness. This internal conflict between our body's needs and our modern-day responsibilities is at the heart of the great napping debate. It's a debate that touches upon our energy levels, our productivity, and as we will explore, potentially our waistlines as well. Before we can answer the big question about weight, we must first understand what is happening inside our bodies during this sleepy period. Is it simply the food we ate, or is there something more complex at play? This daily struggle is not just a matter of willpower. It is a fascinating intersection of diet, biology, and our internal body clocks. By investigating the science behind the slump, we can begin to unravel the mystery of napping and its true impact on our overall health. The answer might surprise you and could change the way you view your afternoon routine forever. Let us get straight to the heart of the matter. The question on many people's minds is a simple one. Does afternoon napping make you gain weight? This is a topic surrounded by a great deal of speculation and anecdotal evidence. Some people swear that their afternoon siestas have no effect on their weight, while others worry that any period of inactivity, especially after a meal, must surely lead to piling on the pounds. The common assumption is that when you are asleep, your body is doing very little. Therefore, it must be burning fewer calories than when you are awake, even if you are just sitting at a desk. It seems logical, doesn't it? The direct answer, however, is not as straightforward as a simple yes or no. Napping itself is not a direct cause of weight gain. Let me be clear about that. The act of sleeping for a short period during the day does not, in isolation, trigger a mechanism in your body that stores more fat. The relationship between napping and body weight is far more nuanced and complex. It is less about the nap itself and more about the lifestyle and habits that surround it. It is about why you are napping, for how long you are napping, and what you do before and after you wake up. To truly understand this, we need to think of our bodies as incredibly intricate systems. Everything is connected. Sleep, diet, exercise, and hormones all work together in a delicate balance. A nap can influence this balance in various ways, some of which could potentially lead to weight gain, while others might actually help with weight management. For instance, a long, groggy nap might lead to less physical activity later in the day, which means fewer calories burned overall. On the other hand, a short, refreshing nap might give you the energy for an afternoon workout you would have otherwise skipped. The context is everything. So instead of viewing a nap as a single event with a single outcome, we must look at the bigger picture. We will need to investigate how napping affects our metabolism, our hunger hormones, and our daily activity levels. We also need to consider the type of nap we are taking. Are we talking about a planned 20-minute power nap or an unplanned 2-hour slumber on the sofa? The impact of each can be vastly different. By exploring these interconnected factors, we can move beyond the myths and uncover the scientific truth about napping and its role in our health. That overwhelming desire for a nap after a meal is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is, in fact, a perfectly normal biological response. There are two main culprits behind this phenomenon, and they work together to create that classic post-lunch dip. The first is related to our digestion. After we eat, especially a meal rich in carbohydrates and protein, our body gets to work breaking down the food. This process requires energy. Blood flow is redirected from other parts of the body, including the brain, towards our digestive system to help with this important task. This slight reduction in blood flow to the brain can contribute to that feeling of sluggishness. Furthermore, certain foods can play a role. Meals high in carbohydrates can cause a spike in our blood sugar levels. In response, our pancreas releases insulin to help our cells absorb that sugar for energy. This process can also trigger the release of sleep-promoting chemicals in the brain, such as serotonin and melatonin. You might have heard about the amino acid tryptophan, famously found in turkey, which is a precursor to serotonin. Many other protein-rich foods contain it as well. When consumed with carbohydrates, tryptophan can more easily enter the brain, enhancing the sleepy effect and making a nap seem irresistible. The second, and perhaps more powerful reason for our afternoon sleepiness is programmed into our very biology. It is all down to our circadian rhythm, the internal 24-hour body clock that governs our sleep-wake cycle. This internal clock doesn't just tell us when to go to bed at night and when to wake up in the morning. It also dictates natural peaks and troughs in our alertness and energy levels throughout the day. For most adults, there is a significant, biologically programmed dip in alertness that occurs roughly 7 to 9 hours after waking up. For someone who wakes at 7 a.m., this dip hits right around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. This natural lull in our circadian rhythm happens regardless of whether we have eaten lunch or not, although a heavy meal can certainly amplify the feeling. It is a remnant of a sleep pattern that may have been common for our distant ancestors, who likely had a biphasic sleep schedule, a long sleep at night, and a shorter one in the afternoon. So when you feel that powerful urge to nap, you are not just digesting your lunch. You are also responding to a deep-seated ancient rhythm that is hardwired into your DNA. Understanding this helps us see napping not as a modern indulgence, but as a natural biological need. One of the biggest concerns people have about napping is its effect on their metabolism. The common belief is that when we sleep, our metabolic rate, the speed at which our body burns calories, plummets. If this were true, then sleeping during the day could logically lead to burning fewer calories over a 24-hour period, which in turn could contribute to weight gain over time. The idea that napping slows everything down seems to make intuitive sense. However, the science reveals a much more interesting and less alarming story. It turns out that the metabolic drop during sleep is not as dramatic as you might think. When you are asleep, your body is anything but inactive. It is performing vital repair and restoration work on your cells, consolidating memories in your brain, and regulating hormones. All of these processes require energy. While it is true that your metabolic rate does decrease during sleep, the reduction is surprisingly small. For most people, the energy expenditure during a nap is only about 5 to 10% lower than it would be if they were sitting quietly at a desk. So the difference in calories burned between napping for 30 minutes and sitting still for 30 minutes is minimal, perhaps only a handful of calories. The more critical factor to consider is not the small dip in metabolism during the nap itself, but how sleep, or a lack of it, affects your metabolism throughout the entire day and night. Chronic sleep deprivation is a well-known risk factor for weight gain and obesity. When you are consistently tired, your resting metabolic rate can actually slow down as your body tries to conserve energy. This means you burn fewer calories even when you are just going about your day. Therefore, if a short nap helps you feel more rested and remedies some of the effects of a poor night's sleep, it could indirectly support a healthier metabolism. In this light, a strategic nap can be seen as a tool for metabolic maintenance rather than a liability. By paying back a small portion of your sleep debt, you are helping your body function more optimally. A well-rested body is more efficient at regulating its energy use. The key takeaway here is to shift the focus from the minor caloric difference during the nap to the major metabolic benefits of being adequately rested. A short, restorative nap is unlikely to harm your metabolism and may even help it function more effectively by combating the negative effects of fatigue. The influence of napping extends far beyond a temporary dip in metabolism. Its most significant impact on our weight may come from its ripple effect on our hormones and our overall daily activity levels. Two key hormones that regulate our appetite are ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is often called the hunger hormone because it stimulates your appetite, while leptin is the satiety hormone that tells you when you are full. When we are sleep deprived, this delicate hormonal balance is thrown into disarray. Ghrelin levels rise, making us feel hungrier, and leptin levels fall, meaning it takes more food to feel satisfied. This hormonal imbalance is, honestly, a recipe for overeating and subsequent weight gain. A tired brain also craves high-energy, high-calorie foods. Think sugary snacks and refined carbohydrates for a quick energy boost. Now, consider how a nap fits into this picture. If you are chronically tired, a well-timed nap can help to restore a more normal hormonal balance. By reducing your sleep debt, a nap can help lower ghrelin levels and increase leptin sensitivity, leading to better appetite control throughout the rest of the day. This could prevent you from reaching for that unhealthy afternoon snack and making better food choices at dinner. Another crucial factor is how napping affects our physical activity. This is where the length of the nap becomes incredibly important. A short power nap of 20 to 30 minutes can leave you feeling refreshed, alert, and energized. This boost in energy might make you more likely to engage in physical activity later in the day. Perhaps you will have the motivation for a brisk walk after work, a session at the gym, or simply more energy to play with your children. In this case, the nap facilitates a more active lifestyle, which is a clear benefit for weight management and overall health. However, the opposite can also be true. Long naps, especially those lasting over an hour, can lead to a phenomenon known as sleep inertia. This is that groggy, disoriented feeling you get upon waking, which can last for some time. If your nap leaves you feeling sluggish and drowsy for the rest of the afternoon, you are far less likely to be physically active. You might choose to sit on the sofa instead of going for that walk. In this scenario, the extended period of inactivity from the long nap, combined with the subsequent lethargy, can lead to a significant reduction in your total daily energy expenditure, potentially contributing to weight gain over time. Not all naps are created equal. The impact of a nap on your body, your brain, and your waistline depends heavily on its duration and timing. Understanding the difference between various types of naps is crucial for harnessing their benefits without experiencing the downsides. The most widely recommended type is the power nap. This is a short sleep, typically lasting between 20 and 30 minutes. This duration is strategic. It allows your body to enter the lighter stages of non-rapid eye movement, or NREM sleep, which are excellent for restoring alertness and enhancing cognitive function without dipping into the deeper stages of slow-wave sleep. Waking up from a power nap is usually quite easy. You feel refreshed, recharged, and ready to tackle the rest of your day. Because you avoid deep sleep, you are much less likely to experience sleep inertia, that groggy, confused state that can make you feel worse than before you napped. This type of nap is ideal for a quick midday reset. It can improve memory, boost creativity, and reduce stress. From a weight management perspective, the power nap is the clear winner because it provides an energy boost that can encourage physical activity later on without causing prolonged inactivity. On the other end of the spectrum are long naps, which last for 60 minutes or more. A nap of around 90 minutes is often recommended if you have the time, as this allows you to complete a full sleep cycle, moving through the light and deep stages of sleep and ending with the rapid eye movement, or REM stage. Waking up at the end of a full sleep cycle can also leave you feeling refreshed, and can be particularly beneficial for memory consolidation. However, waking up in the middle of a deep sleep stage, which is likely with a 60-minute nap, can trigger severe sleep inertia, leaving you feeling groggy for an hour or more. The timing of your nap is just as important as its length. Napping too late in the afternoon or early evening can be problematic. A late nap can interfere with your ability to fall asleep at night. This can disrupt your nocturnal sleep patterns, leading to a cycle of daytime fatigue and nighttime insomnia. This, in turn, can lead to all the negative metabolic and hormonal consequences of sleep deprivation we have discussed. The ideal time for a nap is in the early to mid-afternoon, during that natural dip in your circadian rhythm. This timing aligns with your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and less likely to disrupt your nighttime rest. While many of us can benefit from the occasional power nap, for certain groups of people, napping is not just a luxury. It is an essential tool for health, safety, and performance. One of the most obvious groups is shift workers. People who work irregular hours, such as nurses, pilots, and factory workers, often have their circadian rhythms completely disrupted. This can lead to chronic sleep deprivation, which increases the risk of accidents and long-term health problems, including obesity and diabetes. For these individuals, a planned nap before a night shift can significantly improve alertness, reduce errors, and help mitigate some of the health risks associated with their work schedule. Students are another group that can reap huge rewards from napping. The demands of studying, attending classes, and often juggling part-time work and a social life can lead to erratic sleep schedules and significant sleep debt. A short afternoon nap can be a powerful academic tool. It has been shown to improve memory consolidation, which is the process of cementing new knowledge in the brain. So, a nap after a study session can actually help a student retain information more effectively. It can also restore focus and concentration, making late afternoon classes or evening study sessions far more productive than they would be otherwise. New parents also belong in this category. The fragmented and severely reduced sleep that comes with caring for a newborn is a major source of physical and mental exhaustion. The old advice to sleep when the baby sleeps is rooted in sound biological wisdom. For new parents, napping whenever the opportunity arises is not an indulgence, it is a survival strategy. These naps can help combat the overwhelming fatigue, reduce the risk of postpartum depression, and provide the necessary energy to care for their child safely. In this context, any concerns about napping and weight gain are secondary to the immediate need for rest and recovery. Finally, let's not forget the average adult who simply had a poor night's sleep. Whether it was due to stress, noise, or staying up too late, a night of tossing and turning can leave you feeling drained the next day. A short power nap can be an incredibly effective remedy. It can bridge the gap and help you function safely and effectively until you can get a full night's rest. For these individuals, a nap is a short-term solution to a temporary problem. It helps maintain performance and mood, proving that the benefits of a well-timed nap can extend to almost anyone facing a sleep deficit. Now that we have explored the science, it is clear that napping can be a healthy habit if done correctly. The goal is to maximize the restorative benefits while minimizing any potential negative impacts on your weight and nighttime sleep. Here are some practical tips for incorporating naps into your routine in a healthy way. First and foremost, keep it short. As we have discussed, a power nap of 20 to 30 minutes is the sweet spot. This is long enough to boost alertness and performance, but short enough to prevent you from entering deep sleep and waking up with sleep inertia. Set an alarm to ensure you do not oversleep. The timing of your nap is equally crucial. Aim for the early to mid-afternoon, between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. This window aligns with your body's natural circadian dip, making it easier to fall asleep. Napping during this period is also less likely to interfere with your ability to fall asleep at a reasonable hour in the evening. Avoid napping any later than 4 or 5 hours before your regular bedtime, as this can seriously disrupt your main sleep schedule. Creating a restful environment can also enhance the quality of your nap. Find a quiet, dark, and cool place where you will not be disturbed. One of the most effective tips, and one that people often overlook, is to incorporate some light movement immediately after you wake up. This can be a powerful way to shake off any lingering grogginess and get your metabolism going. You do not need to do a full workout. Simply standing up and doing a few gentle stretches, walking around the room for a couple of minutes, or even just walking to the kitchen for a glass of water can make a big difference. This simple action signals to your body that the rest period is over and it is time to be active again, helping to counteract any metabolic slowdown. Finally, consider what you are doing around your nap. If your desire to nap is consistently driven by post-meal sluggishness from heavy, carbohydrate-laden lunches, you might want to adjust your diet. Opting for a lighter lunch with a good balance of protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates can help stabilize your energy levels. Also, be mindful of your overall lifestyle. If you are living a largely sedentary life, a nap is just one more period of inactivity. The solution is not to stop napping, but to ensure you are getting enough physical activity throughout the rest of your day. In the end, the evidence strongly suggests that afternoon napping, in and of itself, does not make you gain weight. The fear that a short period of rest will automatically lead to extra pounds is largely a myth. Instead, the relationship between napping and weight is all about context. It is a story of lifestyle, not laziness. The crucial factors are the length of your nap, the time of day you take it, your overall sleep patterns, your diet, and your daily activity levels. A short, well-timed power nap can be a powerful tool for health, boosting energy, improving mood, and even helping to regulate the hormones that control your appetite. The real culprits behind weight gain are often the habits that surround the nap. A sedentary lifestyle, where a long nap is just another block of inactivity in a day filled with sitting, is a problem. Consistently, poor nighttime sleep that creates an overwhelming need for long daytime naps is also a major issue. as sleep deprivation itself is strongly linked to weight gain. So, rather than blaming the nap, it is more productive to view the need for frequent long naps as a potential symptom of a larger issue that needs addressing, whether it is poor sleep hygiene, stress, or an unbalanced diet. Ultimately, learning to listen to your body is key. That post-lunch dip in alertness is a real biological signal. Honoring it with a short, strategic rest can be one of the kindest things you do for yourself. It is about working with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. By adopting healthy napping practices, keeping it short, timing it right, and moving a little afterwards, you can enjoy all the cognitive and emotional benefits without any negative consequences for your waistline. It is time to let go of the guilt and embrace the art of the restorative nap. Now, I am curious to hear from you. Are you an afternoon napper? Do you find it helps you or hinders you? Perhaps you have a specific napping routine that works wonders for you. Or maybe you have found that foregoing naps altogether is better for your energy levels. We are all different, and our bodies respond in unique ways. Share your own experiences and thoughts in the comments below. Let us continue this fascinating conversation and learn from each other's stories. What is your relationship with the afternoon nap?